Hey everyone, I'm going to take you through the Got It questions number 1 and 2. So you've tried them already, you can see me do it, and I'll try to make it kind of quick so you're not watching videos too long. In the first phase, what we're going to do is we're going to deal with elimination. And with elimination, the strategy is still the same as it used to be. We are trying to eliminate a column. We're trying to eliminate the X's or the Y's, and the only thing that's different here is that we also have Z column. If we can find anything within those columns that are the same, wrong thing. So if we can find an X that's the same or the Y that's the same, or look at these, like these opposites here. If we're lucky enough to find opposites, I really am looking at these two and I'm looking at these two, then we're all set to eliminate. And the problem will be relatively easy. So I have to admit, when I look at this first problem, the thing that catches my eye is that between the first two equations, the y's, if I just add the equations together, literally just disappear. They're going to eliminate. So I'm going to take equation 1 and 2. That's what I'm going to work on. And x plus x is 2x. Negative y and positive y, I'm just looking here and here, right? So if you wonder what I'm looking at. So negative y and positive y eliminate, so nothing in that space. And I've got positive z and positive 3z, so positive 4z equals negative 1. And I just stop there. I don't do anything else. Now, what I need to do is I now need to find a different combination where I can eliminate this row, right? So we eliminated the y row, so now I need to eliminate the y row again. It doesn't do me any good to eliminate anything else. I need to eliminate the y row with some other combination. And in this problem, they made it really easy on me. Like, I dealt with the first and second equation, and now I can deal with the second, third equation. I could have also dealt with like the first and the third equation. That would have been fine. I just need a different combination of things. So I'm going to go ahead and deal with these two now, and I'm going to write it directly underneath what I just did right here. Okay, so I'm looking at x and 2x. So x plus 2x is 3x. Positive y and negative y disappear, so I don't need anything. So that's gone. Positive 3z and positive 2z is positive 5z. And where are we at here? Let's grab the eraser. And now we're on the negative 3 and 0. So negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3. Now, I should probably pause the video right here to work this through. If you need to fast forward 30 seconds, you can. But at this point, all you notice is you just have a plain old two-equation, two-variable system. I just need to do something to solve this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top equation times 3, negative 3, and the bottom equation times 2, and I'm going to rewrite the problem. So negative 6x minus 12z is positive 3, and positive 6x plus 10z is negative 6, and then I'm going to add these two things together. So my x's cancel out. I'm going to get negative 2z is negative 3, and I'm going to get divided by negative 2, and I'm going to get z is 1.5. All right, so if I get z is 1.5, just like I always would, I'm going to go ahead and just double check my work here real quick. If I were in class, you guys would be double checking me, but I'm here on my deck, and my neighbor's cutting the grass. If it gets noisy, I apologize. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take the 1.5, and we're going to put it back into my equation in the z spot. It doesn't really matter where I put it. I can put it in this z, or I could put it in this one. Whichever one you think is easier. Doesn't really make any difference. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bottom one just because I have the space. So I'm going to put 3x plus 5 of the 1.5s is negative 3. So 3x plus 7.5 is negative 3. And I'm going to subtract 7.5 from both sides. I'm going to get 3x is negative 10.5. And I'm going to divide by 3. And with a little bit of shrinking of my screen, I'm going to get negative, there's my neighbor, 3.5. Okay, so here's what I have. I have my x value. The answer is going to be in this format. It's going to be x, y, z, just alphabetic order. And I have my x value already. My x value is negative 3.5. I figured that out. And the blue stuff, the z, I already figured out as well. So my z value is 1.5. And all I need to do is figure out the y. Okay, so no worries. I'm just going to go ahead and take my z value and my x value, and I'm going to plug it back into one of the original 3 equations. It doesn't matter which equation you put it in, the first one, the second one, or the third one. It makes no difference. I'd put it in whichever one looks easiest to you, and I got to be honest, this one right here to me looks easy, but frankly, they're all pretty easy. So I'm going to use this one just because there's no minus signs. I don't know. That's what caught my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and put x plus y. So x plus y plus 3z is negative 3. Remember, you could have picked any of them. And we're going to go ahead and put our x value in. So I'm going to write it here. Negative 3.5 is my x. The y value I don't know yet. And 3 of those blue 1.5s is supposed to be negative 3. And I just need to figure out what this is. So negative 3.5 plus y plus 4.5 is negative 3. This guy and this guy add up to be positive 1. So I end up with y plus 1 is negative 3. A little minus 1 to both sides, minus 1. And we end up with y equals negative 4. Now, for sure, we could go back and check all of this, but for the purposes of my video, I'm not, because it's just going to take forever. And assuming I didn't make any mistakes, that's the answer to the first got it question on whatever page we're on, page 167. If that's sufficient, you might not need to watch the second one. If you need to see the second one, or you want to try the second one and come back to the video, this would be the time to do it. All right, here it comes. This one I'm going to try to do it a little differently. I'm still going to be looking for opposites. I still notice my x's, my y's, and my z's are all lined up, so we're still dealing with elimination here. The thing that catches my eye in this example is I have these, I guess I see this, right? I kind of like that, thinking that if I could subtract those, if you're savvy enough to subtract those things, we're talking about the second and the third equation, you would eliminate your x's. So let's go ahead and try that. 2x minus 2x is 0x, so nothing here. And I'm looking at negative y minus 2y. So negative y minus 2y is going to be negative 3y. And negative 2z minus negative z, this is a little bit tough, right? Minus negative means plus. So negative 2 minus negative z is negative 2 plus z, so negative 1z. Let's clean up my image a little bit. And that numbers 5 minus 4 is 1. All right, now I've eliminated the x column in this one, so I need to eliminate the x column again. I can either use these two equations, or I can use this equation, or I can use this equation, whichever one you think is easier. It makes no difference at all. The key component, though, look at this, right? You might get tricked into doing something. See how you have negative 2y and positive 2y and how nicely they would eliminate? But that doesn't help you because you didn't eliminate a y, you eliminated an x. So that pink stuff there that I have highlighted here, these two spaces, it's not helpful at all. Instead, we need to focus on the x's. So let me clean up this image. I'm going to go ahead and use the first and the second equation just because that's just going to focus my eyeball a little bit. And for the purposes of our video, I'm just going to scribble this out. I don't really like to do that, but I want to focus you. So let's go ahead and do a little work here. Let's figure out how to make this opposite. I'm going to multiply that guy, and I'm going to write it here. I'm going to multiply that by negative 2 and get negative 2x plus 4y minus 6z is negative 24. And then this guy I'm just going to rewrite directly underneath it. Heck, I'll even keep it black because I haven't changed it. 2x minus y minus 2z is 5. Now, if I do this correctly and I add these, you're going to see these two are going to cancel, which agrees with the canceling we've already done, which means I'm doing it correctly. So the x's go away. 4y plus negative y is 3y. Negative 6z and negative 2z is negative 8z. And negative 24 plus 5 is negative 19. All right, so because I have the lasso tool, I'm just going to plop this right here. I'm going to get everything lined up nice and pretty. And now I'm just going to solve this equation again. I'm getting really lucky here because look at this. These guys are ready to eliminate. So I don't have to modify or anything. I can just directly add them. This is really nice for me. So negative 9z is negative 18. This is going to work out really nice. All right, so z is 2. I'm going to take my z value of 2 and plug it back into one of these two original kind of systems. It's either going to go here or it's going to go here, whichever one you want to put it in. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put it in the top one because there's less z's. So I'm going to put this guy, this number 2, in here, if that makes some sense. All right, here we go. So negative 3y minus one of the z's, which is we determined was a number 2, equals a 1. So negative 3y minus 2 is 1. Add 2 to both sides. Negative 3y is 3. Divide both sides by negative 3. I'm going to run out of space here, and I'm going to get y is negative 1. Okay, so now I have my z value and my y value. So x, we don't know yet. The y value is negative 1, and the z value is positive 2. Great, so we just have to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to unscribble that original. I'm going to get rid of this, clean that image up, and now I'm, yet again, trying to look at whichever one of these equations is easier. The first one, the second one, or the third one. Whichever one looks easier to you is the one you use. It's just an opinion question. I kind of like the last one this time. Let's go ahead and try that. So the last one is 2x plus 2 of the y's, which is negative 1, and minus z, which is 2, equals 4. So I just rewrote it, plugging my numbers in. 2x minus 2 is 4. I need a little space. 2x minus 4 is 4. If I added 4 to both sides, I would get 2x equals 8. If I divide both sides by 2, I would get x equals 4. And boom, I have my answer. Right? That's the idea. That's how you do elimination. One of them was a little easier than the other, but that's generally the idea of elimination. Good luck.